What goes into a 40 minutes of basketball like that? Was that your most complete performance?
Well, first half I thought we were terrific, and honestly, I really do think a lot of it has to do with the respect that we have for Vanderbilt and Coach Stackhouse. And we've been in so many tough games, and our older guys understand the game in a mature way, and we know that they're a team that runs really good offense. And if you're not ready, and I mean, really in the first half, they had some shots that they're certainly capable of making, and they didn't go down, and we shot the ball well. But I just know the preparation with our guys, because of the respect for his program and the way he does things, our guys came out ready to play, and really pleased with the young guys trying to play the game the right way at the end. I thought that was really important. I thought those minutes were really good for them. But they respected the game in terms of trying to play it the right way.
Coach, Josiah and Santi both in double digits tonight scoring. Just how big of a boost is it for your team when those two veterans are both locked in like that?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And again, I think it goes back to Santi and Josiah and Sakai, the guys that have been here longer. Again, the respect that they have for their opponent coming into the game, and know that their preparation was good coming in, but when they're playing and with the rhythm that they were playing with, and we played well. I mean, you guys have watched us all year. That was about as good a 20 minutes as we put together all year, and things were going our way. And you know, and those older guys were the ones that were responsible for it.
Yeah, Rick, in that first half, I guess about 5 minutes to go, you called a timeout after Vandy got a couple of baskets and kind of seemed upset at the defense at that moment. Just kind of what went into that, and were you kind of trying to make a point? I think you were up by 23 at that moment.
Well, really, honestly, I wanted Jonas to be more part of the offense, because we worked hard with trying to get him more involved, and you know, I think we took 3 straight threes there at one time without any thought of putting the ball to give him a chance to play a little bit. And you know, what he does is not easy, and we've talked about enough, really and truly, that. And we got guys that can shoot, and we expect them to shoot when they're open. But at some point in time, you know, I think we'd missed a couple in a row, but we had talked about getting him more involved, and we lost sight of that.
No, Wes, Ryan, Reese, Mike. You talked about how well y'all played tonight, especially for that 20 minutes or so. Was that just absolutely sticking to the game plan, or just making more plays, or a wrinkle that y'all had against them that you haven't had before?
No, I don't think any of that. I don't think we did one thing that their staff wasn't prepared for. I don't. I mean, this time of year, and I mean, they knew, but we made shots. I mean, I've said before, it all looks nice when shots are going in, and it was that was really. And I thought defensively, again, I really believe what I just said to you earlier, the respect that our players have for the schemes they run, and want to do a better job guarding it, or doing the best job we could guarding it. And as I said, they still got some looks that I'm sure that they would like to have, and we've had games like that too, where we executed but didn't get the result because we didn't make an open shot. But I do, again, I thought our guys were really locked in on both ends to start the game, and it's, to me, the ultimate respect that you can give an opponent.
2 lopsided wins this week. Dalton, Sakai, number of starters you were able to give a little bit less minutes than they've been getting. Just what's the significance of that at this time of the year?
Well, I hope it's big. I do think both of those guys, hopefully they can benefit from it, because we do have a quick turnaround. You know, Tuesday, you know, tomorrow we'll just scrub the game out and then have a prep day to get ready and go play. But I guess we'll find out after the game in terms of, because I'm a big rhythm person. I think that when a team gets in a rhythm, you want to try to ride that wave. But with that thought in mind, I hope that because they have played so many minutes this year, that it'll benefit them by not playing as many tonight.
Coach, Cam Carr, how have you seen him improve, and what's the next step in his development?
Well, again, I thought he played hard and played long minutes, which, you know, early in the year, you know, he was a guy that got fatigued after a minute or so. And all those young guys, they need time. They need it. I've talked to you guys about it before. I wish we would have had a schedule maybe earlier in the year where, you know, we could have got those guys more minutes in certain situations. But what they have benefited from is practicing every day against the team that they go against every day. And I've watched in practice, all the coaches, we talk about it, how that gap was wide and it's starting to close up from them learning how hard to play, what you got to do. And so even though they haven't got as many minutes as you'd like to get them in a game, the fact is they've gotten better because of who they have to go against every day, because you guys watch us practice and those older guys are pretty locked in every day. And I'm just really proud of the fact that they played the game. They really, truly tried to play the game the right way when they were out there. It wasn't coming in, nothing like garbage time or that. They understand they were valuable minutes. And what they're learning is it's a game of trust. And if they want us to trust them as a coaching staff, it starts in practice. But when you get minutes in the game, you're not out there trying to show things you can't do. You're trying to show the things you can do.
From a similar question, but Cade Phillips, what's he done to kind of reinsert himself into the rotation lately?
You know, as you guys know, we thought he would be a guy we would redshirt, but the older guys came and said we're going to need him at some point. And like many freshmen, he went through a period where he had somewhat, I guess, in the valley, where he leveled off and kind of lost the edge he had. But he found it over the last 10, 12 days. He got back to doing what we wanted him to do and play the role that he needed to play. And it goes back to what I mentioned just a few seconds ago about trust. He's got the trust back that he needs from all of us, not just the coaching staff, but his teammates, knowing that he comes out there, he can impact the game.
Rick, I know it's a long season filled with good performances, not so good performances. If I had to ask, compared to like East Lansing when you went there, where do you think this team has grown the most? Is there an aspect or two where you can really detect where y'all have grown?
That's a really good question, because we're always talking about trying to get better, and we haven't been as consistent all the time with our, the fundamentals in terms of our schemes, whether it's ball screen, rebounding. We've had our ups and downs there. I don't know how to say it really, other than the fact I think even as a coaching staff, we've been able to tweak some things and do some things that maybe players have shown us where they can be effective. Like tonight, for instance, we put Tobey at the elbow and isolated him there, and he made a really good play for us. And even honestly, learning how to, with a guy like Dalton, how do we connect him with those other guys, which he's done it himself, because those guys, our older guys, want to win, and knowing that when you have a guy that other teams like that have to game plan for, how you can move him and keep him in positions where they can't set on just a few things. And so not only you're trying to do that with different offensive schemes, but then like defense. I told him, I said, hey man, I'm telling you right now, this half, you better show me you really want to guard. I don't care if you score a point. You better give us that effort defensively. And I thought he did. And he's getting better. And we need him to get better. But I think more individually where these guys really understand what each guy's capable of doing. And that's when we're at our best, when guys do what they're good at and stay away from things that they're not as good at. It's probably the biggest growth, and that they're understanding each other in a good way that way.
A few more from Coach Green. Coach, the guys were sharing the ball well. Assist tonight, 28-8.
Well, we're at our best when we move the ball. When we're moving people and moving the ball, that's when we're at our best. We try to create some confusion and get some separation to get our guys' feet set and get them into rhythm shots. Or again, like I said, we wanted to try to get inside with it a little bit more. But when you're shooting it like that, and it's hard to tell guys that when they see daylight not to shoot it. But we love it when we're sharing the ball like that.
Cam ever saw a shot he didn't like?
I think he's probably leading the nation in shots per minute attempted.
How final line is that confidence and being
Yeah,
selected?
and again, I'm glad to see it go in for him, because you guys again have watched him in practice, and he's a guy that he can get buckets quick, and it's when he relaxes and when he goes searching for it, he gets in a hurry. But getting out there with playing those extended minutes, I thought he settled down a little bit, but I thought he had really two really terrific blocks. And, you know, I thought he went up and, you know, and I think people can get fooled sometimes because he's got a long reach. And if he played heavy minutes, he would probably be our second leading shot blocker on the team. I mean, he is a guy that can go block shots.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Greg.